I want to first start off by saying what an honor it is to be here today with all of you, and what a great day it is for New England Auto Racing. To all the inductees, I'd like to extend a heartfelt congratulations for this very well-deserved honor and recognition you're receiving today. As I sat down to write this presentation, I began reviewing my father's long list of accomplishments. His total win tally exceeds 150 wins. It also includes a Stafford Speedway SK Championship, a Yankee All-Star League Modified Championship, a Seekonk Speedway Rookie of the Year title, and maybe most notably, a NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year title. What I realized was these titles didn't tell his whole story. These were simply the chapter titles of a much greater tale. For example, telling you my father was a 1975 Yankee All-Star League champion is without a doubt impressive. But beyond that title is a story of a driver winning 2 out of the 6 series races at the young age of 20 and battling against some of the area's greatest veterans. He had to hold off names like DeCero, Stevens, Flemke, and of course his big brother Ronnie to capture that championship. To say he was in great company would be an understatement. Behind each designation, I found more details like these, and the details drove home the idea that my father was an extraordinarily talented competitor. That talent led him to record wins at Stafford, Thompson, Waterford, Plainville, Westboro, Riverside, Seekonk, Monadnock, Hudson, Star, Oxford, and Beech Ridge. He was a winning driver for car owners like Bob Ramstrom, Lenny Bowler, Joe Brady, Teddy Marsh, and that's just to name a few. Now, I wasn't alive to witness firsthand most of these accomplishments, so all I have to go off of are the stories. And believe me, I've heard a lot of them. Here's a tip for anyone who goes to the racetrack with my dad. Don't ever go hungry, because in the 6 hours it will take you to navigate the 300-foot walk through the pit area to the concession stand, you will have literally starved to death. Dad stops every 3 feet to talk to somebody, and I learned early on that you ask him for some cash at the pit gate, you go and get your own chicken fingers, and you let him do his thing. But in all seriousness, these pit area walks with my dad turned into front row seats to a lot of his greatest racing memories. One of my favorites was listening to Mario Fiore tell me about my dad and his red number 35 Pinto. Mario said when he would see my dad in that car pull into Monadnock, he would tell everyone, "Well, guys, it looks like we're racing for second today." We laughed, and Mario said, "No, but really, we hated seeing that car in the pit area." On top of talent, my father has an unmatched passion for racing. His desire to succeed drives him in every aspect of this industry. He found success as a 13-year-old car owner, and later on as a driver, a crew chief, and in recent years, as a coach to some of today's greatest racers. He did all of this. Oh, is this working? Hello? You guys can hear me, I can talk loud. He found success as a 13-year-old car owner, and later on as a driver, a crew chief, and in recent years as a coach to some of today's greatest racers. He did all this while maintaining respect for himself, his fellow competitors in the sport. There's a Vince Lombardi quote that says, "If you'll not settle for anything less than your best, you will be amazed at what you can accomplish." Well, Dad, you have never settled, and your accomplishments are nothing short of amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I know Pepe and Uncle Ronnie are too. On behalf of my family, I am honored to present the 2016 New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame, my dad, Ken Bouchard.
All right, first of all, I'd like to thank my daughter, Olivia, for getting me crying already.
Hey, can you wait a minute? They're going to replace the batteries on the mic.
All right. I was hoping I was going to get out of this. I guess not. Doesn't help to have to go after Jackie Arute, one of the best announcers in New England. Now they got to go to the worst one. But my daughter did a pretty good job. find batteries, huh?
Oh,
Wouldn't
then
you
I'm
just leave
standing
it
up
alone?
here in front of everybody. Why, you don't like to talk?
No, I don't. I like to race. I don't like to talk.
There you go, handsome.
Thank you. All right, is it working now? Okay, good. First of all, I'd like to really thank NEAR for all what they've done. This is a great honor for me and my family, especially winning this deal means a lot. I'd like to start by thanking my family. I got my mother over here. She's 94 years old, and she's still coming to all the stuff that we do. So, she's a great lady. Then we have Paula, Ronnie's wife, and Ronnie's kids. My sister Joanne and her husband Burgie. A lot of late nights work on the race cars. Joanne always packing up my mother on weekends, and the kids taking them all to the races for us, and of course Robbie would make sure he let me know what I did wrong all weekend. He really helped me a lot though, as he was always right. Even though he was young, he knew what he was talking about. Of course, I'd like to say our dad's the one that started all this with Red and White Movers, and with his driver Pete Salvador winning all kinds of races at Westboro and Brookline Pines. I know Dad and Ronnie are upstairs watching us, helping me get through this because I need it. We've done a lot, got to race with a lot of different drivers in my career. I guess the way I started, I got to race against guys like Freddie DeZaro, Bugsy Stevens. Bugsy, he was a character. I can remember one night at Stafford, he was leading a heat race, and we ended up running like the last 3 laps, 3 wide. It was pretty exciting where I was sitting because, of course, it was Bugsy, Ronnie, and me. I was on the outside, so it was getting real excited there for the last 3 laps. But we pulled it through in one piece, so it was a good night. There's so many drivers that I run with. You know I'm going to leave some out and stuff, but it was been a great ride. Bob Paul Valeri I seen earlier today. We've always had some good races. I'd like to thank some of the people that's always helped me along the way too. I got John Allenda Jr. here and his wife and his dad John Sr. They were always there helping, working on the car, and whatever we needed, they could help us. It was a great deal. Got Greg Felton back there and his dad Fred with the 37 Hank's car. That was a great car. We used to run at the park sometimes. Car was always fast with Fred's zero scrub front end. He'd always, if it wasn't right in the heat, feature time, you tell him what he wanted, he'd have it right. And car was quick and fun to drive, so that was a good deal. I'd like to thank Dave Rossback. He's been with our family since Ronnie started. He used to build our motors, work on our cars. If we run our own car, I wouldn't know how to go to the racetrack without Dave. Dave's always been with us, so he is part of the family. I'd like to thank him for all his hard work and all his great motors that brought us to the front. Got Brian, Bob, Rabbit back there to come and help every time we need it. Couldn't do it without those guys. It's been a great deal. I drove for a lot of owners in the modifieds. Because I like to race, so I'd go anytime they wanted. So if anybody needed a driver for a night, I don't care if it was Wednesday, Thursday, whenever they needed it, they'd give me a call, I'd go. Some of them were, like Joe Brady. I'd run his car. We did everything from asphalt to dirt racing, and with the same car, and we ended up winning the race at Beach Rig. So whatever Joe wanted, I could do it. It was great. Bob Juckins, another great car owner that we ran off and on for, and with his help of Chuck Grimes, I think I seen Chuck here earlier. He was always there doing all the work, so great people. We ran with Ted Marsh and the Marsh family. won a lot of races with the 55 car. Enjoyed it. Who else am I leaving out, Rob? I know you. Ralph, right? Racer Ralph, yeah. See, the old coupe at Plainville Stadium with the Rocco gang. Had a lot of fun there. Never got home too early from them races, though. It was always hard to move furniture the next day for my father. Yeah, Angie Cerise, another great car owner. Didn't spend a lot of money, but he worked hard and made the difference. Just like Lenny Bowler. Lenny Bowler was another great car owner. I filled in for Ronnie there whenever I could, because I love driving Lenny's car. And I made sure if anybody, all you probably know Lenny here anyways, but I made sure today I didn't have any green on, so I'm good to go to talk about Lenny in the 3 car. Otherwise, you know Lenny. It's been a heck of a career. Bob Johnson I've seen here earlier too. I filled in with the 17 when I could when Ronnie was gone. It was always fun. And Homewood, everybody, you know, and all through the racing the whole time, you always met a lot of great people, ended up with a lot of friends, a lot of fans that are here today. We couldn't do it, racing couldn't do it without the fans, but they're #1 supporters, so we love them fans too, and always enjoyed talking to everybody. Ended up meeting a lot of good people, and I was very lucky because I got to do what I love to do, and that was race, and made a career out of it. So thank you very much, and like I said, I'm very honored to be in here with the Hall of Famers. Of course, my brother's in here too, so we were the first brothers to win Rookie of the Year in Winston Cup. And this is another great honor for the 2 of us in our family. I appreciate it all. Thank you very much.